Sean McCartney, I will say I hope we don't resign Sutton. Besides his allegations are still pending, I went to look at his Lions highlights, but instead found a compilation of his screw-ups in Detroit. I'd rather get Howard.
Okay. Yeah, if you're looking at the compilation of his screw-ups, of course it's going to make you not want his services. I'll just simply say this. Cam as a cornerback 2 or a slot corner, you're going to love him. Cam as a cornerback 1 where you're paying him double-digit money and you're telling him to go play against the number 1 receivers, you're not going to feel good about him, and you're going to watch videos where they probably have, hey, this is Cam Sutton getting cooked. Because Cam as a CB1 is a different ask. We've talked about that when he played here. And when we talk about him specifically playing on the outside, it is some matchup related. You know, he is a very smart, cerebral player, and he's very athletic, but he's more quick than fast in terms of just true straight line speed. And why does that matter at corner? Well, when you guess wrong, right? Or if you just flat out get beat, the makeup speed. He doesn't possess that for CB1. CB2 or slot, he has the juice for any of those type of dudes, and that's why we saw him thrive when he was here in Pittsburgh. But in Detroit, they paid him to take that next step, and unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to do it this first year, and then, you know, he got into whatever the situation is surrounding him this offseason, and then Detroit just decided to release him because of that. Now, in terms of the Steelers' interest, they doing their due diligence, and they're going to find out way more information than any of us are going to be able to find out. So it's like, you just got to trust their judgment, trust, you know, the research that they're finding. And if they think that that situation is cleaned up and everything is, you know, put the rest with it, then yeah, I think that it would make sense for them to have interest in him, because as a player, he could definitely be an asset to this defense. He could definitely help us out. And, you know, I'm already biased just because that's Lil Bro. That's the dude right there. So I rocks with it, you know, but it's like one of them things where you got to make sure that the due diligence, that everything is checked out, because yeah, if any of what he's been accused of is true, it's like, bro, how do we get here? Right? And that's where you don't want to just make it seem like because of your skill, you don't have to be accountable for your actions, because that's how you create, you know, the snowball effect of, if you get away with this, well, what's the next thing that you potentially try to get away with? And that's the concerning part with some of this stuff, man.
Yeah, there were the reports out there that Cohn and Tomlin met with Sutton. That was from Jerry Dulay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly what the meeting was about, if it was just for off-the-field stuff, or if it was also, like, intrigue about him potentially playing here next year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, of course, he still needs to get cleared legally and go through the due process right there. But I could see where it would, if you're just strictly talking football and on the field, I could see, as we sit here right now with our roster shaped up how it is, you could see why it would make sense because of his versatility playing in the slot. Yeah, you just got to wait and see. Like you said, Steelers doing their due diligence, let the legal process play out, and see where that's at before even thinking about bringing him in.
Because like I said, man, if we could allow the due process to work out for Deshaun Watson and everything that he was being accused of, right? And it was like, man, 2 grand juries. It was like, nah, man, we don't have enough to do anything, to do any type of charges. It's like, man, if you can overcome that, it's like, all right, well, let's allow Cam Sutton to go through his due process as well and potentially see, man, what comes of this situation, man.
See, Phantom TV saying Sutton's case was dropped already. That's what I thought. Remember when it was first brought? I think it was just moved to a misdemeanor, so he still needs to
they
go to
reduced
court.
it from a felony to a misdemeanor. That's what took place. So, yeah, that's the difference. That's why you hear us saying what we're saying in the sense of they're going to do their due diligence. They're going to figure out what's the end game with that scenario right now.
AJ Martinez, Diggler. Well, actually, going back to who was that? Was that Sean McCartney's comment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Xavier Howard is out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very intriguing.
Now, he's going to cost more to me than Cam Sutton, though.
Definitely.
Yeah. And he's dealt with a little bit more of the injuries of the past, was it 2 years? A little bit being in and out, but definitely a far, in a way, better.
That's probably the best guy out there. It's him, Gilmore.
Man, I'm biased. I'm going Gilly.
Who
Give me
else is out there?
Gilly
Dory
over
Jackson.
Xavier, bro.
Kelly Witherspoon.
Yeah, I just felt some type of way how you worded that. You was like, he the
Steven
best
Nelson.
out there, bro. You really say he the best out there. He ain't better than my dog Gilly. I'm taking Gilly over him, man. I'm taking Gilly over him, man. And Gilly healthier. Knock on wood. Come on, bro. It's Gilly. What we talking about, man?
I'll still go Howard.
God, man, Howard catch some picks here and there, man. He ain't nicer than Gilly. Gilly hit you harder than that. Come on, man. You know Gilly the kid, bro. It's Gilly. This show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. We talking about the top rated sportsbooking app in North America. I mean, we like to call them the GOAT, right? When we're talking about them, that's what they refer to as. And not only do we talk about them, okay, we also come bearing good gifts, and that is by way of a promo code. So for all the new customers out there, man, when you first download the app, use the promo code MOATS. You make that initial deposit of $5. You will receive $200 in bonus bets instantly to use for potential, wagers. It's a dope concept. But we also know that the NBA playoffs are going on right now, and it is spicy, crazy action. Definitely like all that we're seeing out there, man. But if you want to get a little extra, activation when you're watching the games, they also have the No Sweat SGP/SGPX everyday bets going on for the NBA playoffs, all right? And that's for all customers as well. Pretty dope. But we also understand that, man, sometimes when you're having fun, you might have a little bit too much fun. And when you're having too much fun, you might develop a gambling problem. You might need some crisis counseling or even referral services. And for the people in New York, these are the numbers that you could text or dial. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER.